Well, here I am, a dumbass. You may be thinking, Tia, these are some interesting decor choices. However, I am currently at my parents' house in Mississauga. I'm staying here for a week while I'm recovering from surgery. The plan, my friends, was to not have to do this. I was gonna pre-film 2 videos before I had my surgery so that I would be all set to go, and I would just have to do editing. However, that limited amount of time, and especially that being my school exam period, meant that I filmed a video on a day where I wasn't exactly feeling up to filming, and sometimes you end up scrapping videos. It happens. This was not a great time for it to happen, but it happens. I don't want to post content that I'm not proud of. So here we are. This is going to be a pretty simple, kind of lazy video, but we're chilling. My dog he's leaving me. No, come here. Beautiful fat baby, come here. I'm not supposed to lift things after my surgery, but I want to show him to you. He's perfect. Say hello to the internet. A friend and boy. There is Doge here. That is the perk of Mississauga. But okay, so I'm 6 days post-op now. It's Tuesday. Had my surgery on Wednesday. Yeah. So this is the first day I've worn eyeliner. I feel truly I am back from the dead. I hope I'm not glowing too much. This is some interesting lighting. Again, this was not the plan, but here we are. I'm a dumbass. So I asked you for some questions on Instagram, and let's get to it. The first one says, what was your tattoo inspiration? So my tattoo, which is relatively new, I'll put the image here. It was actually Flash. I saw this on my tattoo artist's story. Here he is in all of his glory. I like the way the little feet just poke out when my sleeve is like that because they're just so cute. And it's kind of like, oh, what is that? It's a little mysterious. Like, what is this interesting tattoo design? And then it's just bird. He's just such a weirdo. I love him. My friends and family have always compared me to some kind of weird bird because I'm very lanky. Like some of my friends used to call me a stork. My childhood nickname growing up was chicken legs because I had very scrawny chicken legs. So I've always been a bit of a weird bird, and I saw this design and thought, hot damn. Do you have anything planned for your next video? This. But I guess, what is my upload schedule gonna be? I'm gonna post the Onision video this week that I'm filming this, and then I'm gonna post this video next week, and then I'm gonna post, I believe, part 2 of What a Lesbian's Hair Means. I'm gonna finally make that. I'm very excited for it. I've been writing it, and I think it's really funny. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind? I cannot say that I do. Consume Thursday on camera. Bold of you to assume it won't be him that consumes me, because that's how it's gonna go. That's how I'm gonna die. How do I dress gay at my Catholic school with uniforms without being too gay? So here's the thing. I saw this question and I got hyped. I cannot believe that this never crossed my mind before, because holy shit. So here's the tea. Roll your sleeves up. This is the absolute most key. My high school uniform had a button-up white shirt, which in itself is a gay look, but with the sleeves rolled up, oh my god, my 15-year-old gay heart, a gay haircut will go a very long way. Catholic schools, or at least the school I went to specifically, was very not for self-expression, but I feel so you couldn't color your hair crazy colors or anything like that, but a gay haircut will go a long way. They were also very strict on piercings, but I feel various ear piercings you could probably get away with. It was, I assume, mostly facial piercings that they would get real mad and demand you take out, but I feel some assorted ear piercings would also get you far. Gay haircut, get some piercings, roll your sleeves up. I mean, that's a good gay but not too gay Catholic school look. If you are looking to fight God himself, I would say pop your collar. How did you decide to have your bangs cut like that? It's cute, but how? I probably saw it on Pinterest or something, or on a Starbucks barista who was way cooler than me. That's, I feel how I get most of my style inspiration. Do you have 4 lungs? Yes, I realize it's a little bit confusing when I say I've collapsed a lung 4 times. But the lovely thing, my favorite thing about collapsing lungs is that you can reinflate them so they can just collapse again. So I've collapsed my left lung 3 times and I've collapsed my right lung once. Hence, I have collapsed a lung 4 times. I have 2 lungs, although they are missing some parts after surgery. Ever coming to the States to visit? I was planning on going to VidCon. However, I'm doing some other traveling this summer and it was just too close of a thing. Plus, the person who was going to come with me is not 100% guaranteed, so I was it seemed too hazardous of a plan, so I just decided to put that off until next year, probably. Are you aware of the possible pedo material in Onion Man's third book? Yes, I am. That is actually the only thing that I've heard about the third book so far. I go into them pretty blind. I had absolutely no idea what the second book was about when I started reading it. I haven't watched or read any other reviews on them. I realized that after my video, I popularized reading Onion Boy's books a little bit. I know there's a lot of other reviews out there now, but I haven't seen any of them just because I prefer to go into it blind myself. However, I believe on Tumblr, and also someone in my Patreon Discord told me, there is a sex scene in his third book between an 11-year-old and a 15-year-old. So, big yikes, that's what we gotta look forward to. Why are you always dying? I'd be too powerful otherwise. God's gotta keep me in check somehow. Gay book / film recommendations. Yes. Okay, so I'm currently watching Gentleman Jack, which is this show based on the Diaries of Anne Lister. My all-time favorite historical lesbian, Anne Lister. She's fantastic, and I'm so hyped that the show is really doing her justice so far. Only 2 episodes are out so far. 3. The 3rd one came out yesterday. I should watch that. I'm hyped. Anyway, the 2 episodes I've seen so far, I feel like they're really doing her justice. It's good. It's great. You should watch it. I'm also currently reading this. So I have a lot of lesbian content in my life right now. So do I recommend this? It's bad, but like, it's part of lesbian history, so, which I find fascinating. So I really wanted to read it, even though, like, and like, you can kind of appreciate it for what it is with the context that it's like trashy 50s, 60s pulp fiction. Like, I was really tired of it by the end. Like, it's just so many long, melodramatic conversations. That is the lesbian content currently in my life. So there we go. However, speaking of book recommendations, if you really want one, yes, this video is sponsored by Audible. I am genuinely hyped to be sponsored by Audible. I have joked about being sponsored by them enough times before because I genuinely use and love them. Audible content includes an unmatched selection of audiobooks, original audio shows, news, and comedy. I do an ungodly amount of reading for school. I took classics this semester, and getting through all of those epic poems was just so much easier with a nice British man reading them to me on my way to class. It's just super, super convenient, and it's great if you're reading for fun too. I really recommend 2312 by Kim Stanley Robinson, which I also listen to from Audible. It's one of my favorite futuristic novels of all time. If you're sick of all the doom and gloom and just want a really dope future where we're all gay in space, I absolutely recommend it. It's an amazing book. And you can check it out over on Audible. You can even get it for free. So head on over to audible.com/strangeeons or text strangeeons to 500-500 to get a 30-day free trial with Audible, including a free audiobook and 2 free Audible originals from an ever-expanding list. What are subcultures you've thought about doing a Tumblr deep dive on but decided not to? Definitely the super overdone ones, like the true crime community. Even though I think my Tumblr series has a unique perspective, I'm not that inspired to do ones that have been done before. Also, sometimes people suggest to me tags that are just completely not safe for work, can't show any of it on YouTube. Also, generally, like the fetish-related ones, like I've been requested to talk about DDLG, and I don't want to. So, is college better than high school? Yes, in absolutely every way. How long until you replace your current shitty lungs with robot lungs? It's probably going to be 3D printed lungs, but as soon as possible, to be honest. Do you watch Drag Race? If so, who's your top 3? We stan Brooklyn and Evie, and I guess Vanjie can tag along. Are flannels or jean jackets superior? Absolutely garbage question. Both of them, together, layered. What are you, straight? If you ever get a fursuit, will you wear it in a video? So, assumptions have been made. Despite me supporting the furry community and doing a positive video on them recently, I am still not a furry. I do not intend on getting a fursuit. Have you ever thought about writing a book? Yes, the anxiety of failure and going insane along the way probably crushes me every day. Swiss Gay asking, since you have a Swiss map and Swiss francs, have you ever been there? Yes, I did a semester of school there, so that is why I had some maps of Switzerland. I used to have them on my closet door. I recently cleared off the closet doors, but I used to have a lot of maps on there. That is why I had maps of Switzerland. That's why I had a Swiss franc in my goblin jar, because I did live there for a while. Your weirdest lesbian story. Oh boy, I feel like I know I made some of my old videos private, just because as I get bigger on YouTube, it just feels weird to be putting other people's personal stories out there as well, so especially with, there's more of a possibility that they could actually see them, or that things could come back to me, and I don't know. So some of these videos I'm talking about might be private, but I feel like I did like a 5 weirdest first date videos at one point, but those were all like one-off experiences, so I'm gonna have to say the cake goes to this other storytime video that I did a while ago about this girl that I dated for like a month or 2. she had a secret Tumblr girlfriend who she deliberately lied to me about many times, despite it being completely obvious. And I found out about this concretely because she was sexting her while sitting beside me in bed. That is my weirdest lesbian story. What is the spice of life? Oregano? How did you become confident enough to sit in front of a camera for the world to see? Kind of just by doing it for a while and not letting the reality of it sink in for a while. I made my YouTube channel without any plans to get successful, so I don't know, man, it kind of just happened. Have you seen Endgame? No, and I probably won't, because I'm just very disconnected with pop culture and I don't really care. What is your opinion on opossums? Everyone's real into opossums lately. Their hands are too human and it makes me uncomfortable, but also I love them and follow more than one opossum account on Instagram. Has anyone ever slandered you or made up a story about you on YouTube? Not on YouTube, although there was weird posts on Tumblr of people claiming I was a TERF. People were sending Tumblr asks to people I knew, being like, did you know Strange ÆONS is a TERF? And to which I cite the entire video I've made making fun of TERFs. Okay. Will you do a collab with The Onion? The Onion that I chopped up? I think that was a pretty iconic collab right there. If you mean the true Onion King himself. I'm just mad, like, would I talk to him? Every conversation I've seen him have with someone he considers an opponent, he's like, this is a debate and I will crush you. And he's just completely insufferable to talk to. So I would have to say, no, I don't particularly want that experience. If he was capable of acting like a human being for even the short amount of time, then yeah, probably I would be fascinated to talk to him after all of this. How do you feel about Pornhub potentially buying Tumblr just to bring back the not safe for work content? So my friend actually told me about this a couple days ago, and my immediate reaction was yes, absolutely. Tumblr has been spiraling for so many years. We have nothing to lose at this point. My friend had some criticisms of like a porn site buying like a social media platform that a lot of young people use. It just seems a little bit strange. And yes, I see that, but I don't think that Tumblr is going to become a porn site as a result by any means. I think any sort of big change in the ownership and management of Tumblr would be interesting and welcome, because at this point, again, absolutely nothing to lose. The site is utter garbage. Please save us, Pornhub or whoever else, because it's for sale right now, I believe. The company who owns it is trying to sell it. So, please, someone save us. Are you above 5'6"? If not, you're a midget. Well, looks like I'm not a midget. How long were you in labor for the birth of Thursday Plurban and Boy Porridge? Yes, my son whom I birthed from my body. I feel like I got an equal amount of questions asking how I was and how my Furby was, and also if I was dating anyone and if my Furby was dating anyone. Like, y'all are equally curious about me and my Furby's okayness and dating lives. When he surpasses me in Instagram followers, I will fully give up and just become a Furby content creator. Not a question, but I showed my mom tattoos I like, and she hated them all but loved yours, which sounds very weird because I feel like moms and people who typically don't approve of tattoos are especially disapproving of mine because it's such a strange design, especially for a first tattoo. So that's interesting. I'm flattered, I guess. Why do you still have Tumblr if you roast it so much? Stockholm Syndrome? How many straight dudes you got a curve? Only one that I ever felt bad about that was actually a friend. It's pretty occasional that, like, a guy will ask for my number or something, but it does happen, and it's awkward, and I don't like it. Who was your first girlfriend, and how'd y'all cut it off? I guess this is another contender for, like, I don't think I've ever done a storytime video on this one, but this is another contender for, like, weirdest lesbian stories. We dated for about a month. It was official, so she was my girlfriend for about 2 days before a lot of bullshit and my gigantic web of lies due to being in the closet kind of caught up to me, and everything went to shit. And we broke up over the phone while I was sitting literally inside of my closet, hiding so that nobody in the house would hear me because I was so painfully in the closet. So that was fun. Wild times. That was like 3.5 years ago now, I think. What are your thoughts on snails? They're small, goopy friends, and I used to let them crawl on me when I was a kid. I would, like, pick them up from gardens and just, like, put them on my leg, and my mom would be like, ew, that's disgusting, you're gonna get germs, and I'd be like, but it's a friend! So yes, love snails. Are you ever worried that Onion Man will take action against you or anything? Beyond making response videos to my videos, no, I'm not worried that he can do anything to me. Any advice for dating in the closet? No, clearly I was very bad at it. Fave and least favorite hospital food. So the hospital food here in Toronto is basically inedible, and that's not me being picky. It's genuinely like barely food, like the absolute minimum standard. My hospital routine, I pretty much live off of smoothies and chicken noodle soup. So my parents usually come visit me every day when I'm in the hospital, and they bring me Tim Hortons soup and smoothies. And then when other friends and people come and visit, they always bring me snacks. I had a lot of junk food this time, actually, like lots of Krispy Kreme donuts and chips and lovely times. Favorite community you've done a deep dive on? It's not really a community, but I think my favorite deep dive to this day is the rabies meme one. Just because of the fallout of that. Like, it was a really fun video to make and research, but in the aftermath of it, I ended up actually talking to a lot of people who were involved in the rabies drama. A lot of people whose, like, rabies blogs had been in my video, including the actual kid who ran the Rabid Loving blog. He came back and admitted that it was all a joke, I think due to all of the attention that he started getting after my video. But I kind of just like butted my head in and ended up like involved in the rabies drama and talking to all these people. Someone invited me to be a moderator on the rabies fandom server at one point. I did reject that offer, but I'm sure it would have been a time. Are we alive or did we die in 2012? We definitely died in 2012. Who's gonna win Game of Thrones? Probably Miss Vanjie. Are Velma and Daphne from Scooby-Doo the biggest gay power couple? Honestly, no. I feel like Daphne's more of the straight girl crush. Velma's absolutely a gay icon, but Daphne is the straight girl crush who broke her heart, and we all know it. Girl Defined or Onion Boy? I don't know. Onion Boy is more low-hanging fruit. Like, they're both really low-hanging fruit, but I feel like Onion Boy is almost less threatening because absolutely nobody takes him seriously, whereas Girl Defined are representative of a very scary religious mindset that's a lot more widespread than just them, and they do have genuine supporters, and they are successful within their niche. So I feel like Girl Defined are scarier in that way. So if the question is like which one is scarier, I'm not sure how we're comparing them. Want to come over to my house and play Minecraft with me? I can make strudel. Sounds great. Where do you live, man? That's all the questions that I selected from my Instagram. Thank you ever so much for watching, my friends, and I will see you in another video very, very soon.